Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into fascinating sources, pull out the key insights, and basically give you the shortcut to knowing what's really going on. Today, we're tackling something really practical, I think. We're unlocking the world of remote work. Specifically, we're looking at jobs based in the USA that, crucially, don't require a college degree. Our source is a piece called Remote Dollar Jobs Without a Degree, and it frames it perfectly, sort of like a Money Talks global mission. Say, welcome. Today, we're diving into 5 remote jobs in the USA, even without a college degree. If you want to work from home and earn in dollars, this video is for you. Okay, let's unpack this. How can you listening right now potentially earn in dollars from pretty much anywhere?
Yeah, and what's fascinating here truly isn't just the list itself, it's the bigger picture it reveals. We're seeing this fundamental shift, aren't we? Away from just looking at degrees towards, what skills can you actually show you have? This deep dive is really like a practical guide for anyone wanting to use skills they already have, or frankly, skills they can pick up quickly to get more financial freedom in this whole digital world.
Absolutely. And the first route our source highlights seems like a really flexible starting point, becoming a virtual assistant, or VA. If you've ever thought about how you could help a business from afar, maybe using your organizing skills. Well, this could be it. A VA is basically like the remote support system for a business. They handle all sorts of things, managing emails, keeping calendars straight, maybe helping out with social media posts. And the key thing we found, no specific degree needed, just good communication skills and being comfortable with basic computer stuff. It's pretty accessible.
And this is where the why it matters really comes in. Think about all the small businesses, the startups, the freelancers out there. They're often running lean, right? But they still have tons of admin work. They really need that support, but maybe can't afford a full-time office person. VAs, they fit that need perfectly. It's flexible, it's scalable. And what's interesting too is you can specialize. You might not just do general admin. Maybe you focus only on, say, podcast support or managing Pinterest accounts.
Oh, right. So you can carve out a niche.
Exactly. And that often means you can charge more. The research shows the average rate is somewhere between, say, $15 and $25 an hour, which honestly, for something you can start without a degree, that's pretty good earning potential, especially if you're outside the U.S. Earning those U.S. dollars can make a big difference.
Okay, so where do people find these roles?
The source mentions places like Upwork and Fiverr. Those are big freelance marketplaces, and also a platform called Belay, which connects VAs with businesses.
That specialization point is really interesting. It's not just generic help. Okay, so VAs are that essential support. But what if your strength is more with words? That leads us to the next one, content writing. Here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you're good with written English. The source we looked at calls this job gold. And you can see why, can't you? I mean, think about it. Every website, every blog post, those product descriptions you read online, someone had to write them. As a content writer, you could be doing blog posts, website copy, maybe even those little descriptions that make you want to buy something. The demand is just huge.
It really is. In today's world, content is everywhere, but good content. That's what businesses pay for. And while, AI can generate text now, U.S. companies especially value the human touch. Things like understanding cultural nuances, telling a story that connects, knowing SEO tricks. That's where human writers still shine. It builds trust.
Right, that authenticity.
Exactly. That's why quality English writing is so valuable. The info suggests writers can earn maybe $20 to $50 per article on average. Obviously, longer or more technical stuff can pay more.
And where are these gigs?
Platforms like freelancer.com, iWriter, and People Per Hour are mentioned. And this is key for someone without a degree. Your portfolio is everything. It's your proof. It's not just about having writing samples. It's showing you can write for different results, like explaining something clearly or writing copy that actually sells. Your work speaks for itself.
That makes sense. The portfolio replaces the diploma in a way. But, okay, quick question. If someone listening is thinking, I don't have a portfolio yet, how do they start?
That's a great question, actually. Don't wait for someone to hire you to build it. Create your own samples. Write a blog post for a topic you love. Find a product description you think is weak and rewrite it to be better. Make up mock projects, especially for U.S. clients, showing you understand their audience, the tone, the clarity that's really important. Show you can research and write clearly. That's often enough to get your foot in the door.
That's super practical advice. Okay, let's shift from writing to talking. Customer support agent. This one really shows how global remote work is. Lots of U.S. companies need support 24/7, right? So they hire people from all over the world. The main things you need here seem pretty clear. Fluent spoken English is a must. Not just basic chat, but understanding problems, maybe calming people down. And yeah, patience. A lot of patience, I imagine. You're often the first person someone talks to when they're frustrated or need help urgently. So being clear, calm, empathetic, that sounds crucial.
Absolutely vital. Customer support is often the human face or voice of a brand. Good service builds loyalty. It's huge. And the role model works so well here because companies can get that round-the-clock coverage by hiring globally. It's way more efficient than building call centers everywhere.
Exactly.
So yeah, someone in one time zone can be helping customers in another. For listeners, that fluent spoken English is key, understanding different accents, maybe cultural context, solving problems smoothly. That meets the high expectations U.S. customers often have.
And the pay.
The source puts it at around $14 to $20 an hour. Tool-wise, you'll probably run into things like Zendesk or Freshdesk. These are basically the software platforms agents use to manage all the customer interactions, email, chat, phone calls, tracking issues. Knowing them is a plus.
So you can hit the ground running.
Exactly. For you, the listener, if you like interacting with people and solving problems, this could be a really steady remote option.
It definitely sounds like it requires a mix of people skills and being okay with the tech side.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest, maybe, misunderstanding about customer support work? Is it just putting out fires all day?
That's a good point. I think the misconception is that it's purely reactive, just solving problems as they come in. While that's part of it, sure, the real skill is often more about proactive communication. It's listening well, understanding the real issue, sometimes even guiding customers to better solutions. It's kind of about building that positive relationship with the brand, not just fixing one ticket.
That's a much richer way of looking at it. Okay, so from talking and solving, let's move to listening and typing. Video captioning and transcription. This sounds like a good fit if you've got, a good ear and you can type pretty fast. The job itself sounds straightforward. Listen to audio, type it out accurately. So captioning videos, maybe transcribing podcasts like this one, or other audio files. It's about making spoken content accessible as text.
Right, and this raises an important question, doesn't it? About accessibility and just the sheer volume of media being created. Think about all the videos, podcasts, online meetings. There's just so much audio content now. And transcription and captioning are essential, not just for people with hearing difficulties, but also for SEO, making content findable online through text. Plus, lots of people just prefer to read captions or transcripts, maybe if they're in a noisy place.
Yeah, I do that sometimes on my phone.
Exactly. So the demand is growing. Our source mentions pay around $1 to $2 per minute of audio transcribed. It might not sound like a lot per minute, but if you get quick and accurate, it definitely adds up.
And the platforms.
Rev.com and GoTranscript are the ones mentioned. They're big players in this space. It really shows how a specific skill meets a clear market need.
It's amazing how these focused skills have real demand.
Okay, last one. This one taps into creativity. Graphic design using Canva. Now, before you listening think, oh, I'm not artistic, I can't draw, the source really stresses you don't need to be a professional designer. And that's because of tools like Canva, right? They've made design so much easier.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, you can use Canva to make logos, thumbnails for videos, flyers, social media posts, all sorts of visuals that look pretty professional.
Canva and tools like it have been a real game changer. They've sort of democratized design. People who never had formal training can now create really decent visuals, stuff that used to require complex software and training. So if you've got a reasonably good eye for what looks good, understand some basics about color or layout, and you're willing to learn Canva itself, there's a market there.
What kind of earnings are we talking? The source suggests an average of $10 to $100 per project. It varies a lot, of course. A quick social media graphic might be $10. A more involved logo could be $100, maybe more. And for finding work, it lists sites like 99 Designs, Fiverr again, and Design Crowd. These platforms connect people needing designs with people like you who can make them using tools like Canva. It shows how your creativity plus an easy tool can equal earning potential, no degree needed.
That's really encouraging for anyone who feels creative, but maybe not like a capital D designer.
Right.
But again, that portfolio question, how does someone start getting paid projects if they're new to this?
Yeah, similar to writing, you've got to build that proof. Start by playing around in Canva. Try to recreate designs you like. Then make some original mock-ups, design a logo for a fake coffee shop or social posts for a friend's hobby. Build a small portfolio showcasing different things you can do in Canva. On sites like Fiverr, make your gig offer really specific. Not just I do graphic design, but maybe I will design 5 Instagram post templates in Canva for your brand.
Specificity helps.
Definitely. It makes it easier for clients to understand exactly what they're getting. Then you just test things out, see what works.
Okay, so we've covered quite a bit here. 5 different paths into remote work. So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
I think the big takeaway, the core message that just keeps coming through, is really powerful. You don't necessarily need that college degree for these kinds of remote jobs. What seems way more important is just the willingness to learn, being proactive, picking up the skills you need, and just getting started in this digital world.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, we're seeing the global workforce change rapidly, aren't we?
Right.
Skills you can prove, a solid work ethic, that portfolio we keep mentioning, these are becoming incredibly valuable, sometimes more so than a degree for these specific roles. The common element in all 5 jobs, whether it's VA work or Canva design, is starting small. Do a project, then another. Build that portfolio piece by piece. Like the source says, start small, build a portfolio, and soon you'll be earning globally while sitting in your room. That really sums up the potential here. Yeah, it does. And it echoes that Money Talks global idea. Your journey to financial freedom starts today. It feels possible.
So maybe just a final thought for everyone listening to mull over. What if you picked just one of these skills? Maybe you decide to really focus on content writing or get good at Canva or try virtual assistants. How could mastering just that one thing change things for you, say, in the next 6 months? Think about building that digital portfolio for even one of these roles. That could genuinely be your first concrete step towards more financial flexibility, maybe even freedom. The opportunities seem to be out there. The next move, well, that's up to you.